I've made some big marketing mistakes in my career that's cost me money, effort, and just time wasted. So in this video, I'm gonna break down my top 5 mistakes I've made in my marketing career so that you don't have to go through the same issues that I did. I remember having a manager, and when I was working with them, I always kept asking myself, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing this? And because I had no idea why we were doing things, I didn't feel motivated to go to work and do work, and I often procrastinate. The manager I was working for, they were kind of all over the place, wishy-washy, do this, now do that, now do this, and I'm just being thrown left to right, not knowing like what am I supposed to be doing? And I worked with them for 2 years. And then I had another manager who was absolutely data-driven, analytical, challenged my thinking, pushed me to be my best, very organized and detail-oriented. And within just a couple of months of working with them, I'd look back at myself and I would think to myself, wow, like I've grown a lot. In fact, I feel like I've grown more in these 2 months than I did with 2 years with that other previous manager. And because I've grown so much, I can now add all these cool projects, initiatives, results onto my resume or portfolio, and then showcase them to potential hiring managers or even clients and get paid way more just because I was working for someone smart. So picture this, you run a software company, right? You have a startup, you're in software, and you need to make money. Well, what can you do if you're running a software company to make money, like a subscription-based software company? Well, you can get more people to subscribe to your paid plan, right? Like the $30 a month subscription, whatever it may be. And you can also try to get people to stay on your paid plan. So it's one thing if they just come in for 1 month and then leave, but it's another thing if they come in for 1 month and then they stay for another 9. And so getting people to sign up for your paid plan, let's call that conversion. And then getting people to stay on your paid plan, let's call that retention. And so your job as a marketer is to increase these 2 things, right? Retention and conversion. And you can help move those metrics as a marketer by posting about the software on social media and you generate impressions, or promote your software to an email list and generate clicks, so clicks and impressions. Now, this is the mistake that I've made early in my career. I was worried about the wrong metrics. You see, in my head, I was like, okay, I gotta drive the most amount of impressions and the most amount of clicks. Impressions, clicks, right? Like, it makes sense. But as a business owner, the founder that I was working for, they cared more about conversion and retention. So yes, you can go to that huddle and say, hey, we generated this many impressions. He'll be like, okay, great, awesome. But how does that translate to me making money? Like, how does that translate to the company making money? How does that affect our conversion rate? How does that affect our retention? And so early in my career, I was too obsessed with impressions and clicks and not enough about actual metrics that move the needle for the founder and that's important for the founder that I'm working for, which are conversion and retention. So when you're starting your marketing career, ask yourself, what are the main metrics I should move in my role if I want to really leave an impact in this position? You see, when you start focusing on conversion and retention and metrics that really matter to the founder, you start thinking like a leader, not just like a marketing manager. And it's interesting because the founders and the senior leadership in the team will start noticing how you're thinking and how you're thinking from a high-level business perspective rather than the nitty-gritty. And they may consider you for potential projects down the line. And you know, that means you can get a raise, you make more money, you get a promotion, like all these great things are gonna come your way. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe to my free course, How I Broke into Digital Marketing Without Any Connections, Education, or Experience, down below in the description of this video. So it's funny, if you look at my LinkedIn profile, you'll see a bunch of different jobs, right? Boom, 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 boom. Like it's a lot of jobs. It's kind of overwhelming. In fact, one of the hardest part of job searching at that point in my career was always being asked, why do you only stay for 3 months? Why do you only stay for 6 months? What's happening here and why should I hire you? And so I had to become a ninja around that question. And at that period of my life, I realized, wow, having one source of income is not you can't do that nowadays. So since then, I've always had either, when I had a job, I'd have a job, but I also have clients on the side. So for example, I was working at this one company and they did a mass layoff of the entire marketing department. Literally same situation. Hey guys, can you join this call? Sure. And we all joined the call. It's about like 4 of us in total. And then the founder's there and he's like, I gotta let you go. And I remember looking around in that Zoom room, see everyone else's reaction, and they were like, what? Oh no, and like you can just see the panic and the cry. It was really sad actually. But I remember thinking to myself like, okay, I got fired. What does matter, because I have 2 more clients that I'm working with, and I won't lose my entire source of income. I'm good. In fact, I kind of want this because it's kind of exhausting balancing 3 clients at the same time. And yeah, that moment I realized, okay, like having multiple sources of income is actually very important. Okay, so there was a time I worked part-time for a marketing agency, kind of like a client, side client and everything. And they hired me to like help them with some copywriting. This is before AI came out. So I'd write a lot of stuff for them, right? Their client needed a website to be written out. And so what I did was, on a Google Doc, I wrote the entire website, all the copy for the website. I give it to the client, my client, the agency I was working with, and they give it to their client, right? And I found out later that the agency I worked at, they charged their client $10,000 for me to literally write the words of a website on a Google Doc. And they literally made no changes. They just got it from me and just sent the doc over. And it was $10,000 they charged. And I was like, what the hell? And I think at that time, they were paying me like $2,000 a month. And I was like, what? And it really gave me a mind fuck because, man, like I realized like how little I was charging. Like these big companies, they're charging tens of thousands of dollars and they don't even flinch. Yet here I am, this little solopreneur, charging $2,000 a month. Like what the heck? And so from that moment on, I decided I would not undercharge myself moving forward. So this is a lesson I learned way too late. You see, when you're at work, your job isn't to just do a good job. No. The second part of your job is to make sure that work that you're doing is seen, right? So do a good job and make sure the work is seen. Because if the leadership in the company that you work at, they don't see the good job that you're doing and you can do the best job possible, then they won't consider you for promotions and projects and travel opportunities and all these things. And so it's important that you're being seen and not just doing a good job. So a couple of ways I've been implementing this is we have a Slack channel dedicated to email marketing, and it's generally a very quiet Slack channel. And so what I've been doing is posting just random updates. Hey, we launched this A/B test, it made $500. Hey, this thing booked 7 calls. Hey, we were thinking about this, but this is a cool insight we learned. Blah, blah. Just posting it there, knowing fully well that most people won't read it, but people also get pinged by it, and then they'll know, oh, well, Leaf's up to some good stuff. He did this, oh, he learned this. Oh, okay, wait a minute, I have this thing, maybe he can work on this for me and with me on this, and I can consider for this. I'm more visible compared to people who don't post on any Slack channel. My friend did this really cool thing where he helped another person at another department, and then after he helped the person in the department, he asked that person, hey, can you put in a good word for me to my manager, letting him know that I helped you and that I did a great job? Because this is a stretch project, he didn't have to do this. The guy emailed his manager and he's like, hey, this person did an amazing job, but he's part of your team and he's awesome. And because of that, my friend ended up getting a huge promotion, like a big promotion. I thought that was really smart. A couple of other ways you can do about it is first speak up in weekly stand-ups. I know we often have like weekly stand-ups with the marketing team, and so rather than just staying quiet with my mic and camera off, I turn my camera on, turn my mic on, and I actually voice opinions and thoughts and ideas live on that call, just so people know I'm alive and I have ideas. And of course, like volunteering to present at company-wide meetings. Maybe you have a manager who always has to present like these numbers on like a monthly call with the entire company. Maybe you take the initiative to actually make the presentation for them and present a bit of that as well. It's gonna show a lot of initiative, and on top of that, you're gonna be seen by people in your company and be considered for promotions and opportunities later down the line. Anyways, there you have it, the mistakes that I've personally made that I hope that you don't make yourself. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And my name is Leaf. I will see you in the next video. Peace, peace, peace.